reading world, it is I, Capri Nicole, and I'm back with another video. So today I'll be doing another tag, and it is an original tag. It was made by Tabby at oh wow, I can't talk now. It was made by Tabby over at Keeping Tabs, and I will leave the description. What is happening with my talking right now? I will leave the link to the video that she originally did in the description box below so that you guys can check it out. So today I will be doing the Do I Have That Book challenge, and it seems like I have to search and pull apart my bookshelf, so it's already a mess back here, so I'm ready for it. Let's get into it. Oh, the first prompt is, do I have a book with deckled edges? So I just had to hit up my friend Google because I had no idea what a deckled edge was. But it seems like it's just like kind of rough, fluttery looking paper page things like in a book. So I'm going to check and see if I have that. So I ripped apart the books that I have, and I don't see any books with deckled edges. So for the first question, no, I do not. The next one is, do I have a book with 3 or more people on the cover? And the answer to that is yes. On the cover? So let me see if I can find that. Haha, that was easy. So for this one, I have Ship It. Ship It has like 1 million people on here, all dressed in like Comic-Con type costumes. So that was easy. So the next one is, do I have a book based on another fictional story, like pretty much a retelling? So I immediately can think of like 3. So I grabbed a few. I know it says 1 book, but I grabbed a few because I'm extra. So I have The Assassin's Blade, and I remember that Sarah J. Maas said that originally this book started off as a Cinderella retelling, and obviously later it flipped and turned into something completely different, but I have that. And then I have Cinder by Marissa Mayer, and that is a retelling of Cinderella. And I also have Scarlet by Marissa Mayer, which is a retelling of Little Red Riding Hood. And then I have Because You Love to Hate Me, which is a retelling of a ton of villainous themed short stories by a ton of booktubers and authors that collaborated. Do I have a book with a title that is 10 letters long? So okay, so that took a while. But I grabbed 2 books. The first one that I grabbed was Hollow City, so HOLLOWCITY. So that is 10 letters, but it also has a little extra stuff, smaller subtitle-y parts in the book. So I'm not sure if I'm supposed to count that because it's actually The Hollow City, the second novel of Miss Perkinson's Peculiar Children. So I'm not sure if I'm supposed to count all that or just Hollow City. So if I'm supposed to just count Hollow City, this is 10 letters. And then I also have my mother's book, Let It Go Now, which has 10 letters. So if this doesn't count, then this counts. So the next one is, do I have a book that starts and ends with the same letter? So let's tear apart my bookshelf some more. Okay, so for this one, I grabbed Red Sister, so it starts with an R and it ends with an R. Mission accomplished. So the next one is, do I have a Mass Market Paperback book? So again, I had to consult my friend Google. I have no idea what Mass Market... Wow, my stomach is growling. I'll take care of you soon. So I didn't know what Mass Market Paperback book is. Wow, I look like a poser. I'm supposed to be a book reader. It's terrible. But so it is like when books are published a ton for large audiences, and they're like smaller, so I guess they're supposed to be like little mini looking books, like small books for like large groups of people. So I'm gonna try to see if I have something like that. Okay, so I have 2 little mini books here. I have We Should All Be Feminists by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, and this one looks pretty small. It says it has to be a small book with just I guess no illustrations, and yeah, so that would be this book. I have this one, and then I also have Filling is the Secret by Nival Goddard. So this is also like something that looks inexpensive. It's small. I actually think this is my mother's book, so I need to give this back. So the next one is, do I have a book with an author that uses a pen name. So again, I thought I knew what a pen name was, so I just had to make sure and use my friend Google again. But yeah, a pen name pretty much is what I thought it was, like a alternative name. Like my name is Jasmine, but I go by Capri, so something like that. So let me see if I can find that. So the first book that I thought of was books by V.E. Schwab, because she goes by Victoria Schwab on some of her books, and then she goes by V.E. Schwab on other books. So I think the V.E. Schwab she goes by for adult books, and then for children's books she goes by Victoria Schwab. I'm not sure, but I guess V.E. Schwab would be a pen name because it's not her, it is her real name, but it's abbreviated. And then another one that is like abbreviated is K.L. Craig. Like a lot of her books are more erotica type books, so she usually uses her pen name like K.L. Craig. So I don't know if abbreviations or initials are considered pen names, but that's what I got. So the next one is, do I have a book with a character's name in the title? So let me see if I can find it. So for this one, I have Leah on the Offbeat, and obviously it has Leah's name in it. It has her on the front looking lovely, and that's the one that I chose for this one. So the next one is, do you have a book with 2 maps in it? And of course I chose Game of Thrones. I would have shown Throne of Glass, but I think it's only 1 map, and that's just in the front of the book. So this one has, oh wow, this one is old. This one has a map on the front, and then it has a map on the back. So the next one is, do you have a book that turned into a TV show? So I have 2 books here that have TV shows. The first one that I picked was Guy Fieri's, am I saying his name right? The first one I have is Dinah Drives and Dives by Guy Fieri, and I absolutely love this TV show. But I think the TV show was made first, and then they made the book so that you can track down the restaurants. And yeah. Oh, this one actually has a map in it, I think. Cool. This one has a map. But I also picked Big Little Lies, and I think HBO made this into a TV series, so these 2 have television shows. So the next one is, do you have a book that was written by someone who originally was famous by something else? So for this one, I chose How I Turned $1,000 into a $1 Billion Business by Barbara Corcoran, and she started off as a real estate agent, and then she turned her business into a $1 billion company. She does like Shark Tank, and she does business advice, she has a podcast, and she has all that now that she's super rich. So I picked her because she wrote this book about how she accomplished that, and so yeah, she started off as a real estate agent. The next one is, do I have a book with a clock on the cover? Okay, so I've searched and searched and searched, and I don't see any of my books that have clocks on the cover. I actually don't have all of my books over here. I have like 20 that are not in my bookshelf right now, so maybe one of those would have had it, but as far as I can see, I do not. I actually have 2 poetry books that I can think of, but they're not on my shelf. I know one is Milk and Honey, and the other one is Maya Angelou's book of poems. The next one is, do you have a book with an award stamp on it? So let me try to find that. Hopefully it's not a sticker. If it was a sticker, I would have peeled it off, so I wouldn't even know. Alright, okay. I think this might be an award sticker. Okay, so it says, for this one I got To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee, which is obviously a classic. I wanted to actually reread this as an adult, so I'll see if I can actually enjoy it more than I did as a child. But this one has a little stamp on it that says winner of Pulitzer's Prize. So it's not a sticker, so I did not peel it off. And yeah. Oh god. My bookshelf looks so bad. What is happening? Oh my god. So the next one is, do I have a book with an author that has the same initials as me? So my initials are J and S. So let me see if I can find something with a J and S. So for this one, I found The Hunt by Jennifer Sturman. So I don't know what her middle name is, but I'm just going to leave it at that because her initials are JS, which is close to mine. So the next one is, do I have a book with short stories? And for that, I chose Meet Cute, which is a combination of little short love stories, which is super cute. I love this book. So the next one is, do I have a book with 500 to 510 pages long? So I'm guessing it can't be less than 500 and it can't be more than 510. So let me try to find something. So I found a book. The book that I have is Beneath the Scarlet Sky by Mark Sullivan, and this book has exactly 509 pages. Ha! The next one is, do I have a book that was turned into a movie? So I know I have a few on here that are turned into movies. So for this one I have The Hate You Give. Oh, I like this. I didn't even notice this was... Oh, and then look, there's a sticker on this one. It's an award. I don't know how I didn't know that, but okay. So for this one I have The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas, and this was just recently made into a movie. It's brand spanking new. Go check it out if you have the chance to. The next one is, do you have a graphic novel? So I do. I have Snot Girl, but that book is also not in my shelf right now. So I'll just put a little picture somewhere on here. And the final one is, do I have a book that is written by 2 or more authors? This one that I chose is also not on my bookshelf, but it's written by 2 authors that I met on a cruise, and they were super sweet. This book was hilarious. I read it during Booktubeathon, and it is Front Porches and Funerals, and I will put a little picture of it right here. It's written by K.A. Ware and co-written by Cora Kimburn, and they worked on this series together. It's actually like a series of like 7 short books. I think they're usually like between like 100 to 200 pages. So I'm done. I clearly have failed at this challenge. Like, I thought that I had the chance to like take my time and look for the books. I was not trying to go fast. Like, I have glass items and boxes and stuff on here that are not books, and if they fall on me I will be crying. So I was kind of taking my time with the challenge, so obviously I'm gonna probably have way more time on mine than anyone else's, but it's supposed to be a challenge, so the idea is to complete it faster than anyone else that you tag. So yeah, I know I've already failed, but it was super fun. I like this challenge. Maybe next time I'll go faster and not be scared of the items and statues and stuff I have in my bookshelf, but now my bookshelf is torn apart, and no regrets. I really enjoyed this tag. I'm challenging anyone that wants to challenge me. If you want to accept the challenge, then you probably will already win because I took forever. But thank you guys for watching. Always remember, read a book, keep your life interesting, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.